So not too long ago, my player 2 and myself decided to go retro game shopping to find new consoles and accessories and some new games to add to my ever-growing collection. And while we did find some really cool things in the two stores that we went to, there was one thing that I spotted and I knew that I needed to have it. Introducing the Sega TV Tuner. Now, why exactly did I need to have this? Allow me to show you. Back in the 80s and 90s, Sega was always looking for a way to outshine Nintendo. And the Sega TV Tuner was one of those ways of doing that. It effectively turned Sega's handheld console, the Sega Game Gear, into a portable color TV, the first and only of its kind. However, the TV Tuner didn't sell as well as Sega would have hoped. But that's mostly due to the fact that the Game Gear didn't sell as well as the Game Boy, selling only 10 million units versus the Game Boy's 118 million. And now the TV Tuner was definitely not bad or anything. It was a great PR move in the fight against Nintendo, and it completely outshined them. However, these days television is all digital, so this thing no longer serves a purpose, so don't bother trying watching TV with it. However, it has an audio-video input on the top here. And that brings me to today's subject. Is it possible in 2019 we can play a PlayStation 4 on the Sega Game Gear with the help of the TV Tuner? Only one way to find out. Wacky experiments! Yeah! So what is it that's now required from us in order to go ahead and continue with this wacky experiment? Well, for starters, we're going to need an HDMI to AV converter. I'll have a link for this product in the video description below in case you're interested in purchasing one. And we're also going to need a dual-sided AV cable, an HDMI cable for the PS4, obviously, and we're also going to need another AV cable, but this one has to have a mini auxiliary connector on the other side of it for the TV Tuner. And now with the three cables and the HDMI to AV converter in our possession, we can now move on to the first phase of our wacky experiment! Alright, everything was set up without a hitch. However, we did run into a little bit of a snag. This cable that's supposed to give the video signal to the Game Gear has stopped working. It's giving sound, but it wasn't giving any video, and I have absolutely no idea why. I even went to my local Officeworks as well as JCar to find modern equivalents to this, and I did find them, but I immediately had to return them since they weren't giving any video or any sound. So hopefully eBay to the rescue, where I just purchased this little adapter, and hopefully that will be enough to get me back on my feet and to continue with this experiment and see whether this Game Gear can be used as a TV for the PlayStation 4.
2 days later.
I'm so excited, I've got some great news. The critical piece for this experiment finally arrived in the mail. So that means we can continue with this video. Oh boy, that left a mark. Now earlier on in the video, I did say that you needed to use an AV cable that has an auxiliary connector at the end of it. However, since this one was only giving sound, and the other two that I bought from the store that I had to return were doing nothing at all, we cannot use them. So instead what I'm going to be doing is using the double-sided AV cable that I introduced earlier in the video and pairing it with the eBay adapter. So hopefully this little combo will be the solution to my little issue earlier. So let's go and make it happen. So double-sided AV cable, check. eBay adapter plugged into the Sega TV tuner? Check. Now, let's turn on the Game Gear. Now, turn on the PlayStation. Now let's see if we actually do get any sort of display happening on the screen. Oh! Okay, that is a step up compared to before. We actually are receiving some type of signal. Oh my God. We are even receiving sound. Here's the controller in my hand. And the first thing I immediately notice, apart from the blurry image, is input lag is very low. Now let's actually put this thing to the test. So the first game I decided to try out is The Last of Us. In our first impressions, it's a little bit blurry and kind of hard to make out what it is you're doing exactly. However, that is to kind of be expected considering that we're converting an HD signal into an AV signal. But the fact that this is running on the Game Gear at all is just... it's really mind-blowing, and it just, I don't know, I have absolutely no words. I thought I seen it all until I figured out how to get this to work. It's like someone just ghetto-rigged the Game Gear to play PlayStation 4 games. Regardless, I think it's time to move on to the next game. Who's down for some Crash Team Racing? Because that is exactly what I've got on the screen right now. Now, just like in The Last of Us, it is a little blurry to look at. However, it's actually not as bad as it was in The Last of Us, considering that Crash Team Racing is more vibrant in terms of colors and lighting. But now once you get used to the blurriness, there's only one thing that you will notice instantly, and that is the non-existent input lag. I'm actually having a much easier time compared to what I usually do playing it on the TV. You press the button and everything happens spontaneously, just like you did on our old school favorite CRT screens. So, Crash Team Racing on the Game Gear, I'm actually having a fun time with it. I'm actually finding it very hard to stop playing. So do I recommend anyone actually go ahead and do this? Probably not. The only reason why I did is because I heard it was possible and I wanted to see what the experience actually would be like. And now you can easily go ahead and do this if you wanted to, just pick up a Game Gear and a TV tuner and go at it. It's just the cords and the converters that you'll probably need in order to get this thing up and running. It can be a bit of a nuisance at times. But the end result, for me at least, the end result is honestly very cool. So guys, like the video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already for more future content coming your way, as well as more wacky experiments. And I hope to see you in the next one. And I've got you, and... oh, you son of a no good mother little piece of